So let's speak now about tenses and moods. What are these? So when we refer to a tense, we are referring about a grammatical term that makes reference to the time when an action takes place. So for example, when you have a phrase, the tense will tell you when that action happened. Is it in the past? Is it in the present? Is it in the future? For example, here I have the phrase, I read every day. So what is the tense? I have to see the verb. The verb is read, and I also have the word every day that helps me to see that this is the present. So this sentence is in the tense called simple present. So for example, here the phrase changed. It says, I read yesterday. So what is the tense? In this case is simple past. Another change, I was reading. So what is the tense here? This tense is past progressive or past continuous. So as we see here, the tense can refer to the past, to the present, or to the future. And inside those categories, we have different tenses, such as past simple, past progressive, past perfect. The same can be said about the present and the future. So the word for that in Spanish for tenses is tiempos verbales. That means tenses. Apart from the tenses, we're going to analyze moods. So what is a mood? Let's go back. To speak about the tense, we said that a tense lets you know when an action took place. When we speak about a mood, we are referring to the attitude of the speaker towards the action. So the tense will tell me if the action was done in the past, in the present, or in the future. And also in Spanish, we have a new category that we don't have in English, that is the mood. So not only will I know if the action was in the past, in the present, or the future, but I will also know by the mood that we're using, I will know the attitude about the speaker. So does the speaker feel that this action is unlikely to happen? Is he convinced that the action is going to happen? All of that is going to be given by the mood. So in English, you can use modal verbs for that. So for example, we can use might, may, could, should, would, will. All of those words are modal verbs. In Spanish, we have them, but apart from that, we change the mood. So by changing the mood, you will know if the action is likely to happen or not, for example. So let's speak about the three modes that we have in Spanish. The first mode is called modo indicativo, and this is the one that we're going to use the most. The second mode is called modo subjuntivo. This is for more complex things. And the third one is not that hard, is modo imperativo. So how do they differ with English? Well, first of all, in English you don't have moods, but for example, in English you will have one tense for each thing. So you will have one simple past, you will have one present progressive. In Spanish, you can have more than one of each. Why? Because, for example, you can have a simple present in the modo indicativo, but you can also have another tense, the same tense, in the modo subjuntivo. And that makes things different. The only mood that only has one form is the modo imperativo. But with the first two, sometimes you can see that a tense might appear in both of them and they mean different things. But don't worry, let's just start with the first one, which is the easiest one, modo indicativo.